Hi everyone and welcome to Discover What's Next series. Tonight we're going to be focusing on communications, media and journalism. Tonight we have a few online, so we have my colleague Daniel who will be assisting with questions. So if you have any questions throughout this presentation, please feel free to pop those questions in the question box and we'll answer them as we go. But we also have 10 minutes later on to also answer those extra questions that may be relevant to the whole group. And then we also have Paris, who will be helping with the Q&A session, but also we'll be having Tanya, who I'll introduce just in a moment. But before we get started, I would like to welcome you all here today and Wominjeka. I would like to acknowledge the Woiwurrung and Boiwurrung language groups of the Eastern Kulin Nations until where I present to you tonight, but all the other traditional custodians on where you are all placed today. I would like to acknowledge their elders past, present and emerging. So as we go into our presentation on communication, journalism and media, I would like to introduce Tanya, who is currently studying a Bachelor of Communications, Professional Communications. Welcome, Tanya.
Hi, Teresa. Thanks for welcoming me.
Can you please tell us a bit about yourself?
Yeah, sure. So my name is Tanya, and I've actually just recently graduated from the Bachelor of Communications, Professional Communications course at RMIT. So I did that a bit last year, and now I've been working a bit more towards not-for-profit as a copywriter. So. Awesome. So today I'll be presenting about the different communication programs we offer at RMIT. So in the next slide, so you can see that we have 5 different communication programs under the Bachelor of Communications. So that includes majoring in the 4 main media and communication disciplines. So this includes advertising, media, journalism, public relations, and as you can see on the right-hand side, the big square called professional communications. In that course, you'll be able to do all the 4 media and communication disciplines. So that's the one I did, and I'll be getting into more detail about each of the 5 courses in the next slides. So next slide, please, Teresa. Awesome. So within the Bachelor of Communications, you will be able to do subjects that are within your specific major. So if you're doing advertising, you'll be doing subjects in advertising. And on top of that, you would also have school electives. So this includes electives within the Media and Communication School. So this includes like subjects within animation, communication design, or game design. One of the school electives I did was more towards advertising. A lot of my friends did sound design as part of their elective, so we do have a range of options there. And on top of that, you have your contextual studies stream. So in your contextual studies, I like to think about it as the theory aspect of the course. So here you have 5 different streams that you have to choose from. So there's approaches to popular culture, Asian media and culture, cinema studies, literary studies, and politics, economies, communication. So it's really up to you which stream you would like to focus on. So for example, for me, I was really into filmmaking, so I thought it would be really beneficial for me to do cinema studies. Or, for example, you would be interested in journalism, let's say, and you're really interested in literature, so you're welcome to do that as well. Okay, and then lastly, within the degree, you would have to do some electives that are outside of the Media and Communication School. So that includes university electives. Now, in this elective, a lot of my friends ended up doing like languages as part of their uni elective. So that could include like French or Spanish. I ended up doing psychology as part of my university elective. So it really helps you, it lets you be able to explore other parts, other subjects that you're interested in. So you're welcome to do that as well. Cool, so next slide, please. Awesome. So this is the first course that I'll be talking about. So it's the Bachelor of Communications Advertising course. Now, I can say this course is really, really highly recognized internationally and nationally. So it's actually ranked #1 in Australia in terms of advertising and #5 in the world. So it is a really, really great course. If you are interested in advertising, I would really highly recommend this course. In the course, it does teach you to become very comfortable and very agile in terms of working in a very competitive and constantly changing global advertising agency. You get to learn about the different roles in advertising as well. So that includes being the creative, so whether it's like designing, art direction, copywriting, and you also learn about strategy planning and account management, so handling clients and so on. So you get to touch on a lot of the different roles. And on top of that, in the course, you get to build on your portfolio, which is very, very handy for seeking employment afterwards. And this course, it's in the course that there's so many teachers that are very industry active still, which is great because in classes you'll be able to get industry knowledge from really expert teachers as well. And the great thing about this course as well is that I had a friend who did this course, and she did a copywriting class, which is where you learn about how to create text or think about the best text to use in advertising. And she was actually taught by a copywriter who was ranked #8 in the world. So it was a great experience for her. I did some of my advertising electives here as well, and I got taught by people who were senior, who had senior roles in the advertising world. So that was really, really helpful and beneficial for me as well. Another thing with this course is that the School of Advertising likes to hold this annual student pitch nights. So it's an event where the school invites all the big advertising agencies around Australia and Melbourne as well. And everyone comes in, and students are able to pitch their work and network with all of these incredible advertising agencies, which is a great way for students to connect. And a lot of people have actually gotten internships and also jobs as well. One of my friends actually got an internship through there, and she interned at this big advertising agency in Richmond, which is a great thing as well. And then in the course, you do have to do an end-to-end campaign, which is a compulsory project, where then your project actually gets sent to the Cannes Future Alliance competition. So this competition is very big in the advertising world. If you win, it will do wonders for your CV. And actually, some of our applicants from RMIT students have actually won or were top 3, which is really, really great. And in the next slide as well, RMIT advertising students have actually picked up 3 coveted pencils at the prestigious D&AD New Blood Awards in London. So they actually flew to London and they've actually won. And RMIT has won 3 wins, I believe, so far. And it's honestly a world record, which is a great achievement for the advertising school. Cool. So next slide, please. Awesome. So the next course that I'll be talking about is the Bachelor of Communications Journalism. Now, this course is actually really highly regarded by Australian and international news media industries. So in this course, you get to learn a bit about the different aspects of media and journalism. So you learn about the fundamentals of storytelling, you learn about journalism ethics and law, you learn about reporting with sound and image and photojournalism, and you also learn about reporting for radio and TV, and also to create digital and physical news feature stories. So you do get to touch on both sides of journalism. And I think it's also important to note that with this course, it doesn't just limit you to become a journalist. So you get to, graduates have gone to do other roles as well. So this includes, for example, being media advisors or corporate communication specialists. So it's definitely possible to branch out, as a lot of industries now and companies really do need that media relation role. So that's another role you can think about as well with this course. And students have actually won a lot of awards through this course. So one of the awards that RMIT students have ended up getting is the Walkley Award. So that's Australia's highest journalism award, which is really, really great. In the next slide as well, we also have a story about our recent graduate, Johnny. So he is actually now an investigative journalist, and he's won 7 Walkley Awards for the moment, which is like amazing. So that's great for that. And the next slide, I'll be talking about the Bachelor of Communications Media as well. So in this course, it really teaches you to become media professionals. So it has a very creative studio learning model. In this case, so in the course, in every semester, you get to choose from a range of media studios. So this includes, for example, television production, radio production, online video. There's a lot of different types of studios, so it can really cater to like every media technology you want to learn in the course. So we've had instances where we had media studios in, for example, writing for film, and also like sound design, experiential design, which is like really cool. We've also added like new VR studios in this course, which is a really exciting part as well. And in the course, the great thing about it is that there are a lot of opportunities for students to be involved in work projects that are in industry as well. So the School of Media is constantly like promoting like different opportunities that students can be involved in, and there's actually a component as part of the course where students would have to do work experience as well as part of the course, which is really good to get that experience for industry that you can add into your CV as well. So yeah, I actually did a few studios in this course, and it was really, really fun for me. It really incorporates practical learning as well as theory. So for example, I did a short film studio in this course, and in that instance, I've ended up creating my own short film and working with a lot of different people and learning from that, which I'll get onto in the next slides as well. And if you know, so we actually have one of our alumni. His name is James Wan, and he actually is a Hollywood director who directed Saw and Aquaman, The Conjuring. So he actually did media at RMIT. So that's a really exciting thing for him as well. And the next slide, please. Cool. So this is more of like the examples of what you'll be doing in the media studios. As you can see, you'll be, if you're interested in film and you want to do that as part of your media studio, you're welcome to do that. So you can see people storyboarding and creating films and apps and presenting, that sort of thing. So cool. And the next slide, please. Awesome. So we also have the Bachelor of Communications in Public Relations. Now, this program really suits students who have inquiring minds. And then in PR, you'll get to advise organizations on how to enhance their working relationships and reputation. So as a PR person, you'll be able to build brands and build reputations. And you'll be working with the media a lot with this course. So it's a very high demand field at the moment, public relations. And the great thing is that you can work in any industry because almost every industry really needs like a PR person. So in this course, you get to learn a range of skills, really. You learn strategy planning, blogging, copywriting, also presenting, and a lot of event management as well, creating events. You'll also work closely with journalists and media people. So in this course, I've actually I actually had a family friend who did this course. She's also already graduated. But what happened was during her last year, the school invited industry guests to come and give lectures to the public relations cohort. And from there on, she had a conversation with one of the industry guests, and now she works with them. So it's the Media and Communications School does really try to get students to like network and talk to a lot of like industry people. So there's a lot of work integrated learning within the course, and it's very practical in a way that you do learn the things you need to work in the industry. So that's another story as well. And the next slide, please. Awesome. So this is the course that I did. So it's the Bachelor of Professional Communications. So essentially, it's the interdisciplinary course in the communications programs. So in your first year, you get to choose, you get to learn all the 4 main media and communication disciplines. So that includes doing foundation and introduction courses in advertising, media, journalism, and public relations. And on top of that, you also do subjects within the professional communications course. And then in your second year and third year, you get to specialize in one of them. So what I did was I specialized in media. So this course is really, really good for people who know they want to do media and communications, but they don't necessarily know which sort of stream or major they want to do first. Or it also suits people who, students who want to study, for example, media, but they really want to try advertising as well. So in a sense that you can become multidisciplinary communicators from this course. So that's another aspect for doing this course. And there's an internship as well as part of the program. So it's a compulsory internship. It's done in your third year, and from there you get to do you get to learn from the industry as well. And there are a lot of work integrated learning in this course, which includes real life clients in the industry to come in, pitch, for example, problems or campaigns needed by the companies to RMIT students, and then we have to create campaigns and actually work on them. So that's a really exciting thing. In the past, when I did the program, we had a range of companies come in. So we've had Grilled, the burger chain. We've also had government organizations, even our teams and departments in RMIT come in, and also ANZ has come in as well. So that's just some of the examples of companies who have come and help that work integrated learning aspect of the course. So yeah, the next slide, we actually have a story of our recent graduate as well. So her name is Mim Kempson. So she actually received a mentorship from News Corp CEO and interned at Vogue, and now she's working for the UN. So she's one of the examples as well. In terms of the mentorships, RMIT does offer mentorships as part of being RMIT students. So I've actually joined the mentorship program, and I've actually gotten a mentor now, and she's a communications, she's a senior communications advisor. She works in the government, and we're still being in touch. So it's really like RMIT does have a lot of different opportunities to help you network and help you really advance in your career. So that's really, really beneficial thing for me and like a lot of students as well. And in the next slide, we actually just finished renovating the new academic street and media precinct. So in this area, there's like brand new studios, which includes TV studios, radio studios. We also have new equipment, and we also have a media portal and media stream studios. So one of my studio leaders, when I did media studio, he actually was part of like the renovation of the media precinct, and he actually said that he tried to help design the area where every area is like very aesthetically pleasing, so that when you're doing your classwork, when you're going outside from class to film a scene, for example, or use the space, you have a lot of different like angles and areas to work with, which is a great thing as well. And we also have brand new television studios. So I actually done a media studio in TV, and because that it was so new, we were actually working with like the top television studio in Australia because it was so new. It was great. It was big. I believe in the next slide we have photos of it as well. And we also have, so it's the first 3 photos there. And we also have edit suites. So it's the bottom photo. In those edit suites, you get to book a room as well with IMAX, and you have your speakers, so you can like come in and like edit your films or edit your videos as part of your classwork and assignments. And we also have radio stations as well. So RMIT actually has a lot of different clubs and societies that you can join as well to use these facilities. So that includes RMIT TV. So they're actually so they have live television shows that airs to Channel 31. So you're welcome to join that. I did that, and that was a great experience for me. We also have CineFM. So if you're interested in like radio production, that's probably a great club to join. And we also have Catalyst magazine. So if you're interested in like writing and editing for magazines, that's a great opportunity as well. So RMIT does offer a lot of like world-class like facilities that you're able to use. So yeah, and the next slide, please. Awesome. So I have touched on a little bit about this. So work integrated learning is very important in terms of like the communications courses. So RMIT does like as I said, they invite a lot of industry guests to come in and like talk to students as well, to share and for us to learn as well on what's happening in industry, as well as like internships and work placements. So that's part of work integrated learning, and also doing campaigns and projects from real life clients as well. So that's the work integrated learning aspect of the course. And in the next slide, we also have a lot of international opportunities as part of RMIT students to join. So one of the study tours that has happened previously as part of the communications courses includes a study tour to New York. So students have gone to New York for 2 weeks, and in there they get to visit a lot of different companies and also work on like a problem as well. So that's a study tour that you may be able to join. And there are also opportunities to study abroad for a semester or perhaps even a year. I've had the great opportunity to actually do a study tour where I spent a summer session at the University of California in Los Angeles, so UCLA. So I spent 6 weeks there. I did 2 subjects, and I ended up getting credits for that. So it was a great opportunity to like learn a new culture, meet new people, just really like study and also travel. So it's a great opportunity there. So I definitely recommend doing international study abroad as well as part of your course. And then the next slide, please. Awesome. So these are one of our graduates, or some of our graduates from the advertising course, Phoebe and Ruby. So they're actually creatives at J. Walter Thompson, and they're actually also ranked the top 50 advertising creatives in the US in 2016. So it's really great, honestly. It's a great ranking to have. Really, really helpful for your CV, and it really shows, like, I guess, one of the different career outcomes you can come from with the advertising course.
Paris, do you want to get Teresa up?
Yeah, just give us 1 second, guys. Awesome. Cool. Do we have Tanya back, or still a bit of an internet difficulty? Are you back there? Yep, back.
Are you back there? Yep. Yeah, I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, so I was just saying, so this is one of our graduates as part of the advertising course. So they're creatives at J. Walter Thompson, and they're actually ranked as the top 50 advertising creatives in the US in 2016, which is honestly such a great achievement. And in the next slide, we have the graduate story for the journalism course. So Nick, he's an investigative journalist now. He's at Fairfax Media. He's won Walkley Awards, which is a great achievement as well. And in the next slide, we have the graduate story from the media course, Brody. So she's an author, an editor, and also social media manager. So she's written pieces that's been featured in like the Rolling Stone, Pitchfork Review, and so on. So that's a really great achievement. And then in the next slide, we also have a public relations graduate. So her name's Ellie. So she's now a social media producer for The Voice Australia and MasterChef. And in the next slide, we also have Nicola Spain, who's a graduate from the Professional Communications course, and now she's doing freelancing. So she's freelancing as a digital strategist and project manager. So these are just some of the examples of alumni and like where they've gone. So it really shows like a broad range of where you can go. So I believe in the next slide, we'll talk bit about employability and outcomes. So really you can go into a lot of different industries. So you can work in media, you can work in corporate, not for profit. So in terms of media, you can work with like Channel 10, The Age, and corporate. We have had like alumni going to work for like Disney and Apple. And for not for profit, so for example, for me, I'm a copywriter at TEDx Melbourne as part of the not-for-profit organization. So that's just some of the examples that you can end up going to. And in the next slide, we also have like other industries you can go into. So that includes government, of course, and cultural institutions. So like film festivals and so on. Cool. And the next slide, please. Awesome. So these programs, these are just like the entry requirements for the programs within communications, media and communications. So the programs that need a minimum ATAR and prerequisites for entry includes the associate degree in screen and media production, Bachelor of Arts music industry, and then Bachelor of Communications in journalism, media, professional communications, and public relations. And then the next slide, please. So the following programs require the ATAR selection task and also prerequisites. So this includes the associate degree in professional writing and editing, Bachelor of Arts creative writing, Bachelor of Communications advertising, the Cert 4 in live production and technical services, Cert 4 in screen and media, Diploma of Music Industry Sound Production, and the Diploma of Screen and Media. And the next slide. And these programs don't have a minimum requirement So this includes a Diploma of Business Public Relations and a Diploma of Digital Media Technologies. And then you can find more information on the School Leaver website. Cool. Next slide. Awesome. Yeah, so really, if you don't end up getting, or if you don't end up meeting the minimum entry requirements, the great thing about RMIT is that we have a lot of different pathways for you to get into to reach like further study, for example, into the bachelor degree. So when I did my media course, we actually had a range of people in our class that have come from doing, for example, like the diploma or associate degree in screen and media, so things like that. So it's definitely possible. I would recommend looking into pathways into bachelor's as well, just in case, you know, if you don't meet the minimum requirements, there are ways to get into the bachelor. And the next slide. Cool. So this is some of my work that I've done within my degree. So when I did my short films, we've actually teamed up with a group, and we actually made a short film called "Do You Want to Join the Circus?" So that was a lot of fun. So that's just some of examples of work as well. So in the next slide, I also have another piece of my work that I've done. So as part of my professional communication studio in my second year, I've actually pitched a mobile application idea for the student life department at RMIT. So we called it My Student Life. And in the next slide, I also have another example of my work. So as part of my work, as part of my project capstone, my third year, we actually got the client of Landcare Australia. And so for there, we tried to pitch a campaign to that tailors to younger audiences. So we created mascots and everything as part of the campaign, which is really exciting. Yeah. Next slide, please.
Awesome.
Cool. So,
thank you, Tanya.
Yeah. Thanks. Tanya. Thank you.
Awesome. So now we've got some time for some questions. If you can pop your questions in our chat box, we'll be happy to answer them.
Awesome. So I'm also here behind the scenes. Well done on a really insightful presentation, Tanya. Before we get on to those your attendee questions, we'll just ask Tanya a couple questions so the audience can get a bit more insight into your experience. So firstly, why did you choose RMIT, Tanya?
Yeah, good question. So I was really interested in media and communications, and I did a lot of research into different universities and institutions. And I found that RMIT does a lot of practical work on top of theory, and I really, really like that, because I really wanted to also learn like the practical side of communications. I've also heard about the different media facilities available, and I heard that it was being renovated, and they're gonna have like all these brand new television studios and everything. So I was really, really interested in that. So yeah, I guess the two main reasons why was because of like the work integrated learning, and also the facilities that we get to use as students.
Awesome. Thanks for that. What do you wish you could go back and tell yourself about applying to university?
Yeah, so I would recommend researching a lot into like different universities and like career outcomes, what you're going to study, and also like trying to like keep your options open. Include pathways as well in case like you don't get the minimum entry requirements, and also like looking at like other courses that you may be interested in as well as a backup, just in case, for example, you do change your mind or anything like that. So keeping your options open and researching a lot, definitely.
Awesome. Thanks, Tanya. And what's next for you after you finish your course? I guess you've sort of popped out. What are you hoping to do? Where are you hoping to go?
Yes, so I'm interested to go in a bit towards like the not-for-profit sector, I guess. I'm also interested in like working in agencies. That includes like marketing and advertising. So yeah, looking into that.
Awesome. Thanks very much, Tanya. So now we'll go to some of your audience questions. We might go to you, Teresa. Where can students go to find details on selection tasks and additional entry requirements for courses?
Yeah, great question. So if you head over to our website and if you go on to the interest area that you're interested in, such as a Bachelor of Communications, so in journalism, you click on the little bar above, you'll have an admissions button. If you click on admissions, you go down and you'll see additional information, where is it? Oh, so there we go. Applicants with high, sorry about that.
Well, we can maybe come back to that question in a little bit while you're figuring exactly out where
Sorry,
on the website.
I've got it.
No, you got it. No worries.
Sorry. So if you go down to the admissions, you'll see under selection criteria, and then you will have your additional information, but you also have the options of additional requirements for admissions. So under that tab, you just click on that plus button and it'll drop down with the selection task requirements with dot points on what type of things you may need to include on when considering to apply for that course.
Awesome. Definitely worth the wait for that specific information. So now everyone knows exactly where to go, which is good. We might go back to Tanya for this one. We've got a question here saying, my son is enjoying year 12 VCD. Would this subject translate to RMIT Communication, Journalism and Media, or more design and art? Did you do any VCD subjects at all at school, Tanya?
Yes, so during VCE, I did VCE Media. So that was probably like a really, I guess, important part in terms of like doing portfolio or like selection task if there was any, and it also like really fueled my interest in media. So that's probably the subject that I did that made me want to do media and communications. If also English is also really important. So if you're interested in like writing or like in terms of like journalism, English would be very important, like practicing that a lot. And it's also, I believe, a big part of like the entry requirements for communication courses as well.
Awesome, thank you. We'll stay with you for this one, Tanya. Would you say that you are more employable after doing a straight degree, public relations, or a broader course, professional communications that sort of covers it all?
It really depends. So my experience doing professional communications is the reason why I did it was because I was really torn between advertising and media. So I thought that doing the course would be a really great opportunity for me to kind of see which one I'd like to specialize, or even kind of build up my skills in all different like aspects in communications, so then I would be a bit more employable in that sense. If you were interested in public relations, it is good to just do the public relations one. If you are interested in other aspects of communications, then you're welcome to look into the professional communications course as well. So I guess what I'm trying to say is it really depends. If you even if you do like the public relations course, it doesn't really like restrict you just to do public relations, for example, because in a way all the courses are quite interrelated. But yeah, it is really up to you, I guess, in that sense.
Awesome. Thanks very much, Tanya. We've got probably one more for Teresa next. We've got some questions about around live, about music courses and about live production and that sort of stuff. Do you have any information you can give our attendees regarding this? Oh, we've just got you muted, Teresa.
Thank you. So, yeah, we've got a lot of courses within the music area at RMIT. So they start off in your certificates 4, and then you work up to your diplomas and then your bachelor degrees. So within these courses, you're looking at doing like live production and technical services, but also you'll have your musical industry, sound production, and also within the bachelor degrees, we have our music industry. So there is a variety, so a lot of hands-on opportunities to go into the music industry.
Awesome. Thanks so much for that, Teresa. We'll keep going on, getting a lot of questions from you guys, which is awesome. We'll go to Tanya for this next one. Can I take other subjects from other areas of the uni within these kinds of courses? Like, can I do business studies or other creative subjects around my outside of my major?
Yeah, so we do have university electives that you do have to do as part of completing the program. So if you want to do business elective subjects, you're welcome to do that. In terms of creative subjects, that would probably lie under the school electives, which is definitely possible and part of the program as well. So I would say, yes, there are electives, not really in terms of streams, but like electives, yes. So you are welcome to branch out and do those subjects there.
Awesome. Thank you, Tanya. We'll stick with you for this one. If I wanted to be an editor for a magazine or an author, which major would be best suiting for that?
Cool. So we actually have a Bachelor of Arts in Creative Writing. We also have, I believe, an associate degree in writing and publishing as well. So that's probably some of the courses that I would recommend you looking into. So Bachelor of Arts Creative Writing and associate degree in writing and publishing. So even if you just Google writing RMIT, we have options there. A friend of mine actually did the creative writing course and she loved it. So she did a whole range of different, I guess, types of writing. So she did poems, screenwriting, also like I believe people who want to write a book as well or like become authors is welcome to do that course as well. That's part of the career outcomes too. So yeah, there are definitely options at RMIT. I would recommend researching them a bit more just to see which course you would like a bit more.
Awesome. Perfect. Thank you for that. We'll go to Teresa for the next one. Teresa, in your opinion, what makes the way RMI teaches and how they run these our courses different or more valuable comparing to other institutions? Oh, you're muted again. Nope, still muted. Not sure why. Nope, still not working for you. That's okay. We'll move on. While we're trying to get that sorted, I might ask Tanya a question instead. Tanya, what degree do you need to do in order to go on the New York study tour? Do you know anything about this study tour? You're unmuted.
You're unmuted. Oh, good. Yeah, so the New York study tour was done in previous years. Unfortunately, I'm not too sure about this year, next year, but they do promote it a lot within the course, and I believe they do include it in the course website, depending on which course you do. Usually it's more the communication courses, so the ones that I've said, but it really depends. So so we do have a lot of opportunities that are outside the New York study tour as well. For example, you can do semester abroads with partner institutions. RMIT has actually, I believe, like more than 200 partner institutions. So if you're interested in like doing a semester abroad in, for example, in Europe or Asia, America, that sort of thing, it's definitely possible. So I would look into that. You can also search up like Global Experiences RMIT. I believe they have more information on international opportunities as well.
Thank you very much, Tanya. I think Teresa's microphone is still muting itself, so we'll stick with you. Not too sure if you know any specifics around this, Tanya, but would you recommend literature or English for VCE if a student is hoping to be a journalist? And also if there is accreditation or formal major, etc., in the professional comms course?
Okay, so I'll probably answer the first question first. So in terms of doing English or literature, I would say it really is up to you, because I guess I've done a subject in journalism, and journalism writing can be a bit different in terms of like what you learn in VCE. So I would recommend focusing more into the entry requirements first. So looking into the entry requirements for journalism, if that's what you're interested in. And I believe there is a specific score for English. So whichever you're most comfortable first in achieving that score, that's probably a priority. And yeah, I believe they're both really helpful in terms of journalism. So it really is up to you. In the second question, in terms of accreditation, I'm not sure what you mean. Do you mean like, yeah, I guess like when you do the professional communication course, you graduate with a bachelor degree. Not sure about accreditation. Not sure what you mean. Sorry about that.
No worries at all. Thank you. I think we've got Teresa back, so we'll come back to our original question. Teresa, what, in your opinion, makes the way RMIT teaches and runs our courses different or more valuable comparing to other institutions?
Yeah, great question. I think a great thing about RMIT is the industry connections, the opportunity for us for students to learn within the classroom and also have that industry opportunity to apply the theory to actual work opportunities. So just having the opportunity to apply the theory to your work, but also have the opportunity to do internships and also just do industry projects is another great opportunity. But a really great thing about RMIT is the other students that you get to work with. So having that opportunity as well to work with like-minded people within your classroom that want to enter in all these competitions and that want to showcase their abilities within their education to go on and to make their education stand out through, I guess, every year of their degree or certificate. So it's a really great opportunity for students to take on a really great industry work, but also really great networking and also student group work as well. So I think that's what stands out for RMIT, but also the incredible facilities that we have as well. So we've definitely had an upgrade over the last year and so it's a really great opportunity for the students to get into those studios and really showcase their abilities with the newest technology as well. So there are just a few tips and I guess ideas that RMIT can, I guess, assist students when they do decide to choose RMIT when it comes time to apply.
Awesome. Thank you very much for that, Teresa. We've got a question around double degrees. I might ask you first, Tanya, and then if you have anything else to add, Teresa. Can you do a double degree, for example, journalism and public relations, or do you have to do all four through professional communications?
Unfortunately, there's no double degrees in that. So the best option I would say is look into professional communications, or you can also look into, like, for example, if you're interested in like public relations, within the communication courses with the 4 disciplines, there's more school electives compared to professional communications. So if you want to do like another stream like journalism subject as part of your school electives, you're welcome to do that as well. So it really is up to you. But unfortunately, no double degrees, but opportunities in school electives and professional communications as well to kind of see all the different disciplines as well.
Awesome. Thanks very much, Tanya. Still got a couple of minutes of the session left, so feel free to pop any questions you've got, and we can get Tanya and Teresa to answer them for you. Had a couple more coming through. Awesome. Okay, well, cool. Any other questions you guys have, feel free to pop them in and we can answer, or we can get to them later on. But I'll pass back over to Teresa to wrap up tonight's session.
Amazing. Thank you, ladies. Now, Open Day is coming up just around the corner. So the 8th and 9th of August, we'll be having a digital Open Day. So once we wrap up tonight, you'll receive an email with more information about our Open Day, and to see have the opportunity to speak to academics on the day as well. So definitely come along to our Open Days. But if you want more information, come along to another Discover What's Next session, or visit us at Open Day, or connect and contact our study at RMIT. But at the end tomorrow, you will receive a quick survey, but you can also reply to those emails if you have any further questions, and we will be happy to reply to those emails and inquiries you may have. But I just want to thank you all for joining us online tonight. It's been a pleasure to have you all. I would like to thank Paris, Daniel, and also Tanya was sharing her story about her journey at RMIT. So I hope you have all a wonderful night, and I wish you all the best of luck with your studies. Enjoy, guys. Thank you.